Good afternoon and welcome. You're watching Lunchtime News on TV1, bringing you the news. I'm Tharushi Kumar Singha. Up first, in your headlines.
Delta variant spreading rapidly across the country. Should the government impose a lockdown? 53,000 arrested for violating quarantine regulations. 12 million PCR tests conducted in Wuhan, China. 2 people demanding solutions for salary anomalies by staging a protest in Mathura arrested by police.
Vaccination centres are operational island-wide today to administer the first and the second doses of the COVID-19 vaccine.
Army spokesperson Brigadier Nilantha Premaratna said the first and second doses of the Sinopharm vaccine would be administered for 3 days from today at the Diyatha Uyana in Battaramulla. The second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine will also be administered at the Diyatha Uyana during this time. The Army spokesperson added the first and second doses of the Sinopharm vaccine will be administered to those above the age of 30 at the Vihara Mahadevi Park today, along with the second dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Another vaccination centre has been set up at the Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium for residents of the city of Colombo who have not obtained either doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. Another consignment of the American Pfizer vaccine arrived in the country this morning. According to the deputy manager of the Bandaranaike International Airport, the stock of vaccines weighed over 550 kilograms. The latest consignment will be distributed over the next few days.
The Deputy Director General of Health Services, Dr. Hemantha Herath, has confirmed 94% of the targeted population have now been administered the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine in the country. The total percentage of those who have obtained the first dose of the vaccine currently stands at 94.6%. That means 94% of the targeted group of those above the age of 30 who are eligible to be vaccinated have obtained the vaccine. In certain districts, the figure has not breached the 90% mark, but in others, it has surpassed 100%, which means we have vaccinated more citizens than we targeted. Those below the age of 30 have also been vaccinated based on several reasons. The Kergol district has the lowest vaccinated percentage due to a delay in the distribution. The populace needs to ensure their safety. The people must fulfill their responsibility. We cannot impose regulations over everything. We are implementing the best possible method for the country. Interprovincial restrictions are still in effect. Interprovincial travel is only allowed for official purposes. Do not misuse it. Obtain the vaccine without delay.
130 people who breached quarantine regulations have been arrested. In total, 53,701 people have been arrested for breach of quarantine rules. 97 people who disregarded interprovincial travel restrictions and attempted to either leave or enter the Western Province have been sent back. Reports have emerged of people residing in Colombo and its suburbs failing to wear masks or wearing masks in an improper manner. Therefore, the police will assign special teams from today to locate and apprehend such people.
Making international headlines this afternoon, authorities in Wuhan say they have tested nearly all of the city's 12 million residents for COVID-19 in just 6 days.
Wuhan completed mass COVID testing of local residents after new local cases were reported in the original epicenter of the pandemic. The local government has completed testing on 11.3 million people, covering most of the city's population, except for college students on summer break and children under the age of 6 years, according to a virus control briefing held by the Wuhan government. A total of 78 people were confirmed positive for COVID-19, including 41 locally transmitted asymptomatic cases. The Chinese city reported new clusters of infections last week when 7 migrant workers at the Wuhan Economic and Technological Development Zone tested positive. Mass testing in the city, which recorded the world's first confirmed case of coronavirus in late 2019, began the next day.
Both proponents and opponents of the government have urged authorities to consider the status quo of the country and to impose a lockdown.
රටට කියන්නේ ආණ්ඩුවට කියන්නේ වහාම රටේ ප්‍රශ්න ටික විසඳන්න.
Resolve the issues of the nation. We urge the government to impose a lockdown immediately, taking into account the number of people suffering due to COVID-19. We also request the authorities to provide us with accurate details of those who died due to COVID-19. Formulate a plan to upgrade hospital facilities. If not, people will start dying on the streets. They will lose all hope in the government.
ඒ මියන විතරක් නෙවෙයි ඒ අය ඉදිරියේදී තැන් තැන් වල මැරි වැටෙයි රට ගැනත් විශේෂයෙන්ම ආණ්ඩුව ගැනත් සත පහක විශ්වාසයක් නැතුව ජනතාවට.
කවුරුත් දන්නවා මේ වෙන විට රට තුළ තියෙන තත්ත්වය.
Everyone is fully aware of the situation of the country at present. There is nothing to hide. The situation at hand is very dangerous. We view this as one of the most challenging times in the history of this country. But unfortunately, the Delta variant is spreading faster than the vaccination drive in the country. I personally think that we should go for a lockdown based on the opinions of professionals who know about this more than I do.
රට පුරා ව්‍යාප්ත වෙමින් ජනතාව මේ ඩෙල්ටාව තුලින් විශාල අවදානමකට ලක් කරමින් තියෙනවා. මට වඩා විශේෂත්ව දැනුම තියෙන මේ රෝගිය ගැන පැහැදිලි අවබෝධය තියෙන අය කියන දේ අනුව මම පෞද්ගලික හිතනවා රට වැහුවොත් හොඳයි කියලා.
A serious discussion must be made on this matter. COVID-19 has spread across the island at present. We saw India's response to this. Therefore, it needs to be contained. The atmosphere is not favorable for the country to function as usual. The economy must function. We understand the complications in imposing a total lockdown because the economy has collapsed and we are facing a severe financial crisis. But a more planned approach must be implemented in order to safeguard the lives of the people. I believe it is impossible to continue to keep the country open. It is imperative to impose lockdowns based on regions or areas with higher infections.
යන්න බෑ කලාප වශයෙන් හෝ ආසදිතයන් වැඩි ප්‍රදේශ හෝ හුදකලා කරමින් මෙය පාලනය කිරීමට පියවර ගත යුතුයි.
All these vaccines were imported by spending all our funds. Do they bear no empathy towards the lives of the people? COVID-19 cannot be taken lightly. Obtain the vaccine immediately. Why can't the people obtain the vaccine that is provided free of charge? Realize the value of your life and get vaccinated.
ජීවිතේ වටිනාකම හඳුනාගෙන එන්නත ලබා ගන්න
අපි දැක්ක දිගින් දිගටම
They created a sentiment in the country, bringing up various statistics with regards to vaccinations. That sentiment gave rise to the latest wave of infections. That led the people to disregard COVID-19. When a certain time frame lapses, a person should be re-vaccinated with the first dose. COVID-19 vaccination is not a race where there is a definite start and end point. We have now fallen into this crisis as a result of that.
Now, the Ceylon Teachers Unions say that they will not stop their struggle even in the face of the suppression campaign carried out by the government against teachers in Sri Lanka.
ආණ්ඩුව බරපතල ආකාරයේ මර්ධනයක් දියත් කරමින් ඉන්නවා මේ
Government is suppressing the struggle launched by teachers. The government is opting to suppress the teachers through police. A teacher called Ranjit Munasinghe, who failed to wear a mask for 10 seconds while protesting in Matara, has been summoned to appear before court. Even today, people who have been protesting in Matara have been asked to come to police to record statements. When Vasanta Budalige was taken away, one of the police officers was not wearing a mask. More than 25 people have been asked to come to police in Kandy. Is it right to suppress teachers in this manner? We will not stop our struggle merely because of these threats.
The 11 වෙනිදා නුවර උද්ඝෝෂණය කරපු අය 25කට වැඩි පිරිසකට 11 දා උසාවිය එන්න කියලා. දැන් මේ වගේ ගුරුවරු ඉලක්ක කරගෙන මේ ආකාරයෙන් තර්ජන කිරීම හරිද? අපි පැහැදිලිව කියනවා මේවා වලින් මේ අරගලේ නවත්තන්න බෑ.
The National Collective Against Teachers and Principals' Salary Anomalies, addressing a media briefing in Colombo today, spoke of their struggle being suppressed.
දැන් අපි
When we took back our trade union action, the Additional Magistrates Court in Kandy has issued summons against me and 24 others to appear in courts on the 11th. If we fear the demon, we will not build a house in a graveyard. We knew very well what sort of demon we were dealing with. That is why thousands of teachers and principals came forth dispelling the government's opinions. We will face suppression with an equal force. We are not political. We have no slogans. Our only slogan is resolve teacher and principals salary anomalies.
අපිට තියෙන එක සටන් පාඩයයි. ඒ තමයි ගුරු විදුහල්පති වැටුප් විෂමතාවය ඉවත් කරන්න.
In one of your headline making news this afternoon, the Mathura District Secretary of the Ceylon Teachers Service Union, Lal Premanath, and two others who engaged in the teachers' principals protest staged in Mathura on the 20th of last month have been summoned to the Mathura police today. Our correspondents reported that Saroja Paulraj was among those summoned. Our correspondents added that their statements are currently being recorded. In more news from here at home, the Joint Unemployed Graduates Association handed over a written request to the Prime Minister's Public Relations Unit today, urging for the government to provide job opportunities for those who graduated after 2020.
There are 5,460 new graduates now. We need another 7,411 to complete the required number of 60,000 graduates. Our request is to give the new graduates an opportunity as well. The government can take action in this regard after it overcomes the prevailing COVID-19 crisis in the country. The least that can be done now is to carry out discussions in this regard.
Now, a protest opposing the decision to hand over 13 acres of the Colombo port to China is currently underway. The protest was organized by the All Ceylon Ports Service Union. Now, stay tuned to News First as we will bring you the latest in this regard throughout today. In more news from here at home, the Koppara Puja leading up to the Asala Mahaperahara was held earlier this morning under the patronage of Army Commander General Shavendra Silva.
The Army Commander paid homage to the sacred tooth relic and handed over Koppara to Devadana Nilame Pradeep Nilangadala at the temple of the sacred tooth relic. 10,000 kilograms of copra were offered for the Asala Mahaperahara. It was also distributed to the Satara Mahadevalaya.